1998 year in review continues with me, Daniel Rock 08, and it's WCW's Slamboree. A lot of stuff to talk about. The New World Order has split off into two groups now. We have Kevin Nash and Randy Savage leading the NWO Wolfpack. And on the other side, it's Hollywood Hogan and NWO Hollywood. In the match between Randy Savage and Hollywood Hogan for the WCW World Championship, Bret Hart helps Hulk Hogan out and helps him win the title and joins the NWO Hollywood, which was fucking nuts, and he becomes the 1 millionth member. The Giant rejoins when he beats up Kevin Nash and joins Hollywood Hogan. And again, he rejoins for the second time. And, Big Show would join and rejoin the NWO, I think, like 4 or 5 times, honestly. Fit Finlay defeated Booker T to become the new television champion. Eric Bischoff challenged Vince McMahon to a fight, literally to a match at Slamboree. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on. You have the Wolfpack and the Hollywood. You have Eric Bischoff challenging Vince McMahon, which is insane. And he would have shown up. He would have shown up if Stephanie McMahon. Well, the thing is her college graduation just so happens to be on the day of the show. So he didn't show up. He would have shown up, though. Trust me, he is going to show up. And he will kick your ass. Could you imagine? What if Vince McMahon showed up for this show to face Eric Bischoff? It's just weird. What the fuck would they have done? Would it be an actual match? Would they actually work? Would it be a shoot? Or would it be a work? I don't know. Or maybe a shoot that would become a work that ends up being a shoot. Or maybe Vince McMahon would shoot himself into a work, brother. I don't know. Anyways, it's Slamboree 1998 from Worcester, Massachusetts. Here we go. Fit Finlay defeats Chris Benoit to retain his television title in a good match, in a good opener. Shades of Nitro, where Benoit came out to distract Booker T. Booker T does the same here. Finlay hits the tombstone, and he gets the job done. 6.5 out of 10, good match overall. Lex Luger defeats Bryan Adams in a very piss-poor match. A 2.5 out of 10, and that's being generous. Next up, this is, in my opinion, the highlight of the entire show. So they have this Cruiserweight Contendership Battle Royale, and you have all types of incredible cruiserweights in this match. You have Juventud Guerrera, you have Chavo Guerrero Jr., you have Billy Kidman in there, you have Marty Jannetty for some particular reason, Psychosis, and a number of other guys. Chris Jericho is doing announcing, which is fucking awesome. He says Damien is wearing face paint because he can't afford a mask, which is funny as shit. Sequel play wins this Battle Royale when Juventud Guerrero eliminates himself, and Sequel play unmasks. And then he unmasks, and it revealed to be Dean Malenko. And that's fucking awesome. The crowd goes they go apeshit for Dean Malenko. It's fucking awesome. Dean Malenko gets the ovation of a lifetime. The only ovations he gets, I'm serious, Dean Malenko gets an ovation that rivals Goldberg on this particular night. It's incredible. The following, that's a 5 out of 10. It was a decent Battle Royale. The reveal of Dean Malenko is just great. Out comes Chris Jericho, and now we go right into the Cruiserweight Championship match as Dean Malenko defeats Chris Jericho to become the brand new WCW Cruiserweight Champion in a great match, a 7 out of 10. This is a good match overall, and this would spark the whole Chris Jericho being a conspiracy victim. a conspiracy victim. And he would march into Washington, D.C. He would go to the fucking library. He would try to go and he would look up all the books he can on conspiracies and rules. Said he can't find rules on WCW or wrestling or whatever. He interviews this woman, this homeless woman, and it's hilarious. Bad for the homeless person, but it's hilarious. It's all a shoot. It's fucking awesome. It's great stuff. Great stuff. 7 out of 10. And the ovation Dean Malenko gets is fucking great. Next up, we have Diamond Dallas Page taking on Raven in, get this, a Bowery Steel Cage death match. What the hell is that? WCW and steel cage matches don't go well together. Their steel cages are very much different than a traditional cage matches go in WWE. You have steel cage, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber in WWE. But in steel cage matches for WCW, anything goes. Anything goes. Or actually nothing goes. I don't know. But the designs for steel cages are, it could be a chain link fence with no top. This one does have a top on it. Some have square chain link bars. I was going to say balls. That would be disgusting. You have all sorts of cages. This is a Bowery cage. And there are, what the hell's that? Well, it's a steel cage with the top on it. It has weapons involved. And it is contested under under last man standing rules. So, last man standing, weapons, steel cage with a top on it. Also, Raven gets his own SWAT team, basically. He gets this riot security team with him at WCW's own expenses because it's an unsafe work environment for Raven. Poor precious Raven. So this rivalry is heating up. So he has his, not only does he has a flock, he also has his riot security with him. Anyways, the flock come on down. They got bolt cutters. They get the door. They release the door. Out underneath the ring is Van Hammer, who gets kicked out of the flock. He beats them up. He handcuffs Reese, the big boy. However, while this shit's going on, you have this great match involved here. There's a whole lot of shit going on here. Two of the riot security members is the Raven flock. It's Kidman and it's Horace Hogan, or Horace Boulder. Horace Boulder. They interfere in the match. They try to get involved, but they get diamond cut. They hit the diamond cutter on them, as DDP does. And DDP gets the diamond cutter on Raven. Raven hits the diamond cutter of his own. And both men go down. With another diamond cutter to Raven, DDP gets the victory. And he wins this Bowery Steel Cage death match. There's a whole lot of bullshit. A whole lot of shit going on. Steel cage matches and WCW, they don't go hand in hand unless it's a War Games match. However, on this particular case, that's not the norm here. This is actually a very good steel cage match in WCW where that's not the case. A 7 out of 10, it's a good match. There's a whole lot of shenanigans going on with Van Hammer stopping the flock, but then the flock get involved anyway. They get diamond cut for their troubles. So DDP still wins. And then after the match is all over, after it's all said and done, there's another Riot member. He starts handcuffing all the flock members. And he handcuffs Raven to the steel cage. And everyone's handcuffs to the steel cage. And he unmasks himself. And it's Morris, who then unmasks himself again. And it's Canyon. Who better than Canyon? So Canyon is masked as Mortis. That's his character was. And then he has this riot helmet on, so he unmasked to be unmasked. So in this show we have 3 unmasks. Dean Malenko unmasked to be sequel play from being sequel play, and the person who would be known as Canyon unmasks as Mortis, who unmasks as the riot security person. Whatever the fuck, it's still a great match. There's a whole lot of bullshit going on though. A 7 out of 10. Fun stuff though. Fun, 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 fun stuff. Next up, Eddie Guerrero defeats Ultimo Dragon, and the stipulation being if Ultimo wins this match, Chavo Guerrero becomes free of Eddie Guerrero's clutches. Well, after the match is over, it's a good match overall. Another 7 out of 10, 3 straight 7s in a row. Eddie Guerrero gets the victory with another frog splash and beats Ultimo Dragon. After the match, Chavo Guerrero beats the shit out of Ultimo. And I guess he was just pissed off because Ultimo did not get the job done. Eddie Guerrero eggs on him, and says, I dare you to hit me, and he doesn't. And there you go. Chavo Guerrero and Eddie Guerrero. What more is there to say? 7 out of 10, good stuff. Next up, Goldberg defeats Saturn to retain his United States Championship and goes 88-0. This is a good match overall. Well, it's a good Goldberg match, I should say. A 5 out of 10. The day after Spring Stampede, Goldberg defeats Raven and his flock to become the United States Champion, and he defends it successfully here. It's a decent match overall, 5 out of 10. And Goldberg, 88-0. Next up, we have Eric Bischoff defeats Vince McMahon via forfeit. Vince McMahon does not answer Eric Bischoff's match. He does not accept the challenge. They spent most of this pay-per-view. They have all this security cameras seeing if Vince McMahon is going to show up. He has his own dressing room. He has his own VIP fucking shit going on here. But he doesn't show up. They have Michael Buffer, that fucking piece of shit announcer, knew nothing about WCW, comes in and he says, Eric Bischoff wins by forfeit. And they do the whole shit going on here. Vince McMahon has music. Vince McMahon has his own introduction. It's fucking crazy. Next up, Bret Hart defeats Randy Savage with Roddy Piper as a special referee. This is a good match, a 6.5 out of 10. Roddy Piper turns his back. He has a little shoving contest, a little shoving match with Randy Savage. He turns his back. Now, Randy Savage gets hit with something that's taped up in Bret Hart's fist. Kind of looks like brass knucks, but isn't brass knucks. It's some kind of object. Roddy Piper thinks Savage hit him in the face because hit him in the back. I cannot talk. Oh my God. He thinks Savage hit him in the back. He did not. Bret Hart did. Hogan comes on down. He's not even scheduled to be on the show, but he's there. He nails Savage in the leg and helps Bret Hart win. So there you have it. 6.5 out of 10. And whatever. What can you do? And the main event is for the WCW Tag Team Championships. Sting and the new World Order Hollywood member, The Giant. They defeat the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall of the Wolfpack, to win the World Tag Team Championships. And a lot of controversy happens here. Kevin Nash said Scott Hall is here. And so we didn't know if Scott Hall was going to show up. He does show up with Kevin Nash. They do their shtick. They do their survey. They do the match. And towards the end of the match, Kevin Nash has a jackknife powerbomb on the Giant. He's obviously not going to hit it again, knowing what happened last time. Scott Hall then betrays Kevin Nash. Oh, he butchered the friendship. Whose side is he on? Well, he's He's with NWO Hollywood. This is an interesting dynamic. Weird. You had the Outsiders with the Wolfpack, and you had Sting with the WCW, and the Giant with NWO Hollywood. Scott Hall turns on Kevin Nash, joins NWO Hollywood, and Sting just stands there, and he is dumbfounded. He don't know what to do. He don't know what the hell to make of this. Kevin Nash goes down. Giant gets the victory. Him and the Giant are the new tag team champions, and he don't know what to do. Now he is faced with this dilemma. Does he join the Giants and join NWO Hollywood? Does he stay with WCW? Or does maybe he'll join the Wolfpack? Maybe he feel bad for Kevin Nash and what happened to him. Well, he does join the Wolfpack in the weeks leading up to the Great American Bash. Anyways, I give this match a 6 out of 10. Scott Hall betrays Kevin Nash towards the end of the match, which is kind of weird. Why wouldn't you do it at the beginning? So you kind of have to sit there and think. So you're kind of have to. It's kind of a weird dilemma here because what if Kevin Nash beats the Giant? Then what? But you don't betray him until the end. What if Kevin Nash, wins the match for you? Do you betray him afterwards? You just cost yourself the tag team champions. So doing a betrayal on your own tag partner towards the end of the match doesn't make sense, doesn't live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. Kind of like when Steve Austin betrays the WWF and joins the Alliance at the Invasion at the end of their match. Whatever. It's weird. It's a good match. Overall, Slamboree is a good show. 5.8 out of 10. And Sting has a lot of choices. Does he join the Wolfpack? Does he join NWO Hollywood? Does he join WCW? And it leaves you the question, whose side is he on? Anyways, I'm Dan Rock08, and 1998 Year in Review will continue with WWF's Over the Edge, and WCW gets another pay-per-view with The Great American Bash. See you. Goodbye.